Christmas was banned. Santa Claus was never Christian. And December 25th has nothing to do with Jesus' birthday. Yet today, Christmas is the biggest holiday on earth. So how did a forbidden winter festival turn into a global tradition celebrated by billions? For most of history, Christmas didn't look anything like it does today. No Christmas trees, no Santa, no presents. In fact, early Christians barely cared about it. Some governments outlawed it. And most traditions we now associate with Christmas came from cultures that existed long before Christianity. To understand Christmas, you don't start in a church. You start with humans trying to survive winter. Part 1, Humans vs. Winter. Winter wasn't cozy. It was dangerous. Food ran out. Darkness lasted longer. Cold killed the weak. For ancient societies, winter was a test of survival. That's why the winter solstice mattered so much. It marked the shortest day of the year, and more importantly, the return of light. From that moment on, days slowly grew longer. Across the ancient world, humans marked this turning point, not with religion, but with celebration. In ancient Rome, people celebrated Saturnalia, a chaotic festival of feasting, drinking, gift-giving, and social reversal. Slaves were temporarily treated as equals. Rules were relaxed. Order was flipped. In Northern Europe, Germanic and Norse societies celebrated Yule. They burned massive logs, decorated homes with evergreen plants, and honored gods associated with wisdom, travel, and winter. Evergreens mattered because they stayed alive when everything else died. They became symbols of endurance. Candles mattered because light meant hope. Long before Christmas existed, humans were already celebrating survival, light, and renewal. And without realizing it, they were building the foundation of Christmas. Part 2. Why December 25th? Here's a fact that surprises many people. The Bible never gives a date for the birth of Jesus. Early Christians didn't celebrate birthdays at all. They focused on Easter, death and resurrection, not birth. So why December 25th? The answer isn't divine, it's political. By the 4th century, Christianity was spreading across the Roman Empire. But pagan festivals were still extremely popular. Instead of trying to erase them, church leaders made a calculated decision. They would replace them. December 25th aligned closely with existing solstice celebrations and Roman festivals like Saturnalia and the birthday of Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun. By placing Christmas there, Christianity didn't fight tradition, it absorbed it. This wasn't a command from Scripture, it was a strategy for survival. And it worked. But even then, Christmas still wasn't important. Part 3. Early Christians didn't care about Christmas for centuries. Christmas was a minor event. Early Christian writers barely mentioned it. Some openly criticized it. Why? Because celebrating births was seen as pagan, and because winter festivals were still associated with excess drinking and disorder. To many religious leaders, Christmas looked suspiciously unholy. So when Christmas was observed, it was quiet, religious, unremarkable. No trees, no Santa, no family warmth, which makes the next part surprising. Because Christmas didn't just struggle. At one point, it was outlawed. Part 4. Christmas gets banned, yes. Christmas was banned. In 17th century England, Puritans believed Christmas was sinful, pagan, and morally corrupt. They banned decorations. They banned feasting. They banned celebrations. In 1647, celebrating Christmas became illegal. Shops were forced to stay open. Soldiers patrolled streets to stop festivities. People caught celebrating were fined or punished. Early American colonies followed similar ideas. In some places, celebrating Christmas could get you into serious trouble. To many religious authorities, Christmas represented chaos, not holiness. For a moment in history, it looked like Christmas might disappear completely. But then something unexpected happened. Christmas reinvented itself. Part 5. the reinvention of Christmas. Christmas survived because it changed. In the 19th century, especially in Victorian England, Christmas was reshaped into something new. The most influential figure wasn't a priest, it was Charles Dickens. In A Christmas Carol, Dickens redefined Christmas as family-centered, warm, moral, charitable, nostalgic. Not about excess, but compassion. This version of Christmas spread fast. At the same time, Christmas cards became popular gift-giving, focused on children decorations returned. Family dinners became central. Christmas transformed from a religious observance into a social and emotional tradition. This is the moment modern Christmas truly begins. And now, the most famous figure of all enters the story. Part 6. The real history of Santa Claus. Santa Claus is not biblical. He's a cultural remix. It begins with Saint Nicholas, a real 4th century bishop known for generosity and secret gift-giving. But Saint Nicholas didn't wear red, he didn't fly, and he didn't live at the North Pole. As stories spread, Saint Nicholas blended with other traditions. In Dutch folklore, he became Sinterklaas. In Norse mythology, elements of Odin appear, a bearded figure traveling through the winter sky. When these stories reached America, writers and illustrators reshaped them. Santa became cheerful, child-focused, magical, nocturnal. By the 19th century, Santa had a sleigh and reindeer. Then came the final step. In the 1930s, Coca-Cola advertisements standardized Santa's image. Red suit, white beard, friendly smile. Coca-Cola didn't invent Santa, but they made him universal. Santa became less religious and more cultural than ever. Part 7. Christmas goes global. By the 20th century, Christmas escaped its original boundaries. It spread through movies, music, advertising, global trade, Western cultural influence. Countries with little Christian history began celebrating Christmas anyway. Japan, South Korea, China. Why? Because Christmas had evolved into something flexible. For some, it's religious. For others, it's family. For others, it's nostalgia, food, music, or tradition. Christmas became bigger than belief. It became cultural. And that adaptability is exactly why it survived. So what is Christmas really? It's not a single tradition, not a single belief, not even a single story. Christmas is a living tradition. It absorbed pagan festivals, adapted to religion, survived bans, reinvented itself through culture, and spread across the world by changing, not resisting change. That's why Christmas still exists, not because it stayed pure, but because it evolved. In the end, Christmas isn't just about where it came from. It's about why humans, in the darkest time of the year, keep finding ways to gather, share, and look for light. Wishing you a wonderful Christmas filled with joy, love, and laughter, and a peaceful, happy new year ahead, filled with warmth, blessings, and everything bright. Goodbye.